Hey guys, before starting this commentary track, I wanted to take the time to point out that me and Ivan do spend a lot of time during this track dissing Studio Canal for reasons that'll be obvious in the commentary itself. But I wanted to point out that since the time of this recording, Studio Canal has gotten back to us and they have resolved the issue that we had with them. So I wanted to personally take the time to thank them for that, for actually responding to the problems that we had and dealing with it in a very swift and productive manner. We very much appreciate that, since, me and Ivan are just two nobodies and they didn't really have to hear us out, but they did, and we appreciate that, especially since there are tons of Studio Canal films that me and Ivan are big fans of, Logan Lucky being one of them. But with all that being said, on with the show with the dissing of Studio Canal still intact. Hello everyone, welcome back to Not the Best Podcast and fuck Studio Canal. My name's David.
I'm Ivan.
And we're Not the Best Podcast. How's everyone doing? Everyone had a good holiday season? Ivan, we're in a new year. How you doing? You survived the holiday season?
Yeah. I'll get more into it later, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah, hopefully everyone had a safe and nice new year. Me and Ivan got hit with copyright infringement from Studio Canal, which is bullshit, but we can get into that later. Ivan, today we are going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxia Volume 2.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Excited.
We're big fans of the original.
Yeah. There's a story about that we should definitely get into once we start going. But big fans of Guardians of the Galaxy. But man, this one was just a little disappointing to me.
Yeah, and we'll get into the reasons why and whatnot. So, for syncing purposes, we are at the 40-second mark. We have passed by all the logos, even though there's only Marvel. 40 seconds where we first see the landscape pop up. I believe it's about to say that we're in like 1980 Missouri or something. Whatever, before all that. Just 40 seconds, we just have the landscape of the farmland. Ivan, you ready?
Yep.
Are we going to play this thing in 3, 2, 1? All right.
All right, and if people are listening at home, this movie is available on Netflix for your convenience.
Yes. Because you can purchase this movie. And you can talk about it legally without getting hit with copyright infringement. I love this song, Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. I have some issues with some of the music choices in this movie for not being as memorable as the first soundtrack. That first soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
It broke records for being just composed of a sound of other songs that were released back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, no, it flows so well. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I felt like James Gunn was trying, what's the right word? He's trying to be as hipster as he could be. Because a lot of these songs are very, low-key, under-the-radar songs that not a lot of people had known about.
Yeah.
There's some great ones, but I felt like he went a little too far for two places. I don't know. A lot of the songs have grown on me since I first seen this movie, so I don't know. He could have had a better selection of songs.
One of the many flaws.
Look at how great. What's this actor? Fuck, why is his name skipping my memory? Look at how young, how perfect they utilized that de-aging technology.
Yeah.
That this grown ass man looks like this is near flawless. What's his name? Damn it! Very well regarded celebrity whose name I should know. The fact that I'm skipping on his name.
David Hasselhoff?
Yes, David Hasselhoff. They should have de-aged the Hasselhoff. How funny is it to see David Hasselhoff still in movies for some reason?
Dude, I don't even know.
He's not a great actor, but
Kurt
it's
Russell.
funny to see him pop up. Kurt Russell. Great, talented actor, Kurt Russell, whose name I should have remembered. Kurt Russell, yes. Thank you, Ivan.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 ba-da-bum. I love this music, the score, too, because Tyler Bates, you can recognize that as the Guardians of the Galaxy theme. A lot of people don't, it's hard for a lot of people to recollect music from the Marvel films. Music is obviously an area where they're lacking. You can instantly recognize that Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's very powerful.
Yeah. It's almost as if they should use music more often in these movies.
I think you might be onto something there, man.
Oh my god. There's plenty of YouTube essays written about it.
See, I hate this scene, kind of.
You mean how instantly it goes into the comedy?
Not only that,
or is
though,
it the fact that it's nipple jokes?
Not only that, though, but I feel like I'm watching the ending of a movie.
Yeah, but that could be the point.
But it's like honestly, like this current ending that I'm watching seems more interesting than the movie that's about to happen. And I'm
I see what you're saying.
I wish I could have seen this movie instead.
Like how they led up to this point? Yeah,
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I think James Gunn was trying to undercut the big... Like, so this could be a gigantic, like, climactic sequence. And it's building up, but then James Gunn, he, like, undercuts it.
Yeah.
Because you don't even get to really see the fight. You instantly start to see Groot dancing. And this fight is kind of just happening in the background. Almost as if it's not important. Which is not. So, I don't know. I mean, come on, how cute is Baby Groot dancing?
No, I gotta say that's fucking cute. Got like a little tease of Baby Groot in the last movie, and then just get full blown Baby Groot now. It's amazing.
Full blown Baby Groot. They gotta sell those Baby Groot toys, Ivan.
Oh yeah, the dancing like little figure.
Yeah, that thing sent shockwaves throughout the internet. Baby Groot.
So you'd feel like Vin Diesel shows up to do like voiceover, and he just basically walks in for 15 minutes and walks back out, gets a few mil.
I mean, in all honesty, they could really just show up to Vin Diesel's house and then just be like, "Hey, can you just say these lines a couple different ways, and we'll go from there." Like they don't need Vin Diesel to voice Baby Groot, you know. It is funny, but because you could tell it's him in the first movie because it's just Vin Diesel saying "I am Groot."
Yeah.
But then you got to modify it in this movie so that you can tell he's a baby.
Did Vin Diesel do the mocap for it or no?
What do you mean? Like
was he the stand-in?
I don't know. I think in the first movie he was.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
I think in this movie it was more Sean Gunn and James Gunn together. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I know he was more heavily involved in the first film, but I don't know, since he's a baby, if he really did anything motion capture wise. I know Sean Gunn does basically all of Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
I don't know, with Baby Groot, you know, he's so animated, you know, you just can CGI him anywhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need someone to do that as a performance. But Ivan, it was at this part of the movie where I knew my stomach was going to be upset because there was color overload.
Yeah.
There's so many colors. There's like fucking confetti being thrown around the fucking screen. It's really I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's too colorful. It really bothers me. I like that it is one of the most colorful Marvel movies, but at the same time, it's like, Jesus Christ, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a loud and colorful movie.
So, all right. Before we start getting into it pretty heavily,
Yeah.
New Year. How was your year, David? Huh? Or I guess
My New Year?
Yeah.
It was very low key. Just spent time with the immediate family. Didn't really do any celebrating. I think me and my cousins watched Return of the Jedi, and we synced it up so that the victory celebration at the end would be exactly when New Year's happens. It's like the nerdiest thing you probably ever heard. But you know, my family, we're big on Star Wars, and we weren't doing any celebrating, so we figured, hey, just something low key, you know?
Yeah.
How about you, Ivan? What'd you do?
You know, not too much. My break was pretty fine. I mean, Went back home, visited everybody, saw you, I guess. Girlfriend came up with me too. Met the family and all.
Yeah.
Had a few awkward moments at the Korean place, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, man, you know, same old, same old.
Were you down in Highland for the New Year with her and her family, or?
No, I was actually back in my, I guess, hometown.
Okay.
Just because we're like, fuck it, we're gonna get drunk at the apartment and just have fun.
Gotcha.
But yeah, man, you know, 2018, it's a new year. You know what that means?
Can you believe it? What, new phone, who dis? New year, who knew me?
Alright, I just want to like point out how Drax was just birthed from this like alien monster thing.
No, it doesn't matter.
Aww.
You know, there's an IMAX version of this. I didn't realize this movie came out in IMAX. I would have loved to see this in an IMAX theater.
Huh.
But I mean, like, most movies are released in IMAX nowadays. But I mean, as in, this movie was actually shot on IMAX, and there's a couple sequences that were shot on IMAX cameras.
Hmm.
And Drax fighting the obelisk, I believe that's what it's called, is one of those scenes.
Hmm.
But can you? So it's 2018 now, right? It's official. The MCU is 10 years old.
Yeah.
Fuck. Where did the time go? Jesus. A decade old? Fuck. That's insane.
Dude, how much they've grown. Would you ever believe it? Back when Iron Man, you know, came out?
Oh my God. No way. Like, back what they were doing with the first Iron Man wasn't precedented as it was, let alone... You would really think they would have kept going for 10 years? And it's a strong 10 years. It's not like they've struggled to get by these past few 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, they hit after hit after hit.
I mean, well, let's be honest here. Like, they've had a few movies that were, but they weren't bad.
In terms of quality, absolutely.
They were good. They just weren't like groundbreaking. Holy shit! This is Marvel's like best shit. Good, you know.
Yeah, like Marvel's, their range of movies stream from this is fine to this is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't done, like, this is dog shit. They haven't done this is terrible. They've done this is a little bit repetitive, or I can kind of see where they're going with this already. But they've never released a bad movie.
So speaking of that, do you want to go into details about first time we saw this movie? The original Guardians of the Galaxy?
You mean about how you absolutely did not want to go see Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Is that of which you were referring to? No one had faith in that movie. Not a single goddamn person thought a movie with a talking raccoon and a tree was going to be a good idea. And you yourself were one of those people that were like neighing on the movie, didn't want to go. You didn't even, like, you're right, I think you were regretting your decision as we were walking up to the theater for the midnight screening of the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like, I remember I was driving us there, and I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. Well, why'd you make me come out here? You're an asshole. I want to be tired for work tomorrow. Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
And
that is like one of your favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, and honestly, like this. Alright, so backstory. At this point, when Guardians of the Galaxy 2 came out, you know, it was kind of like a lower point in my life, and I kind of lost all... Going to the cinema wasn't a big thing for me anymore, you know? I didn't get excited, I didn't enjoy it, I wasn't enjoying anything that was coming out. So, you know, at that age, that kind of contributed to the whole, this is going to be shitty thing. And I remember, like, months, and like a year prior to this movie even coming out, like, you would show me, like, little, like, screenshots or... your promotional stills, or you told me like the background, told me about like Rocket Raccoon. I remember you sitting looking there looking at you like you're a fucking idiot. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I remember you telling me to stop. I took a picture with Star-Lord and Rocket Raccoon at like a Comic-Con one day, and you were like, just don't send that to me. I don't want to see this bullshit. What is this nonsense?
I don't care.
You were not ready for how like fucking fantastic that first movie really is.
Oh yeah, it turned me around where I started enjoying like cinema again and movies.
Yeah.
And then also I just fell in love with it. I remember walking out of the theater and like getting into the car and it was like the fucking like the biggest grin on my face.
Right, there's the biggest smile. Like, that movie came out at like the perfect time before we had Star Wars back, and it just it's weird to say that a movie about like a tree and a raccoon like captured the zeitgeist of that year, because that movie is universally loved. There's not some, you know what I mean? I've never talked to someone who's gone, "Nah, Guardians of the Galaxy, no, I don't like it at all." I've talked to some people who are like, "Yeah, I don't love it as much as everyone else, but that movie's great." Like, that movie, it's weird how well that movie really works. But when you think, like, it was such a risk on Marvel's behalf to release that movie. Mm-hmm. When you rewatch it, it's basically your standard superhero movie. You get the team together, and then they fight the villain at the end, and they learn to be a family together.
Yeah.
But it's done in such a unique and fresh way.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I kind of like how they developed the whole Gamora and her sister storyline a little bit better.
In this movie?
Yeah.
Volume 2? Yeah.
All right, so let's get down to the meat and bones, because I know we have other topics to talk about today. So this movie had some criticism.
Yes.
How do you feel about it?
Still a pretty good movie.
It's still pretty good.
I think I've come to grow on me a little bit more than since the first time I've seen it. I think the issues that I have with it still bug me, but I think I can enjoy it more for what it is. So it really irks me that the movie doesn't start until about the ending of the movie.
Yeah.
We're half an hour before the movie starts to end, and now this is where the plot kicks in. But at the same time, now I can appreciate for what James Gunn was trying to do. It's basically just a hangout movie. And maybe if I had known that in advance, I would have been able to brace myself for it a little bit more. Like, okay, this isn't really an important movie that links into the overarching MCU storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't leading into the Avengers Infinity War, which is what I kind of thought it was going to be. So I don't know. I like it a lot, but I don't love it.
Yeah, I feel that.
These golden people are what irk me probably the most.
Really? Why?
Because who the fuck are these people? Who cares? Fuck them. like, if you want to make a movie about these guys just kind of chilling and hanging out, that's awesome. Then do that. Let's see a stoner movie with these guys just chilling on a planet with ego. That sounds great. But they kind of just feel like they're there to kill time. Or not to kill time, but like to kind of make time. Like, oh, I don't have enough. It's not exciting enough to just have these characters just chilling on a planet. We gotta do something exciting. Oh, let's just have them be chased around by some weirdos.
Well, I mean, they're setting up for the next movie too.
You don't even know that, because James Gunn has recently came out saying, I remember someone reached out to him on Twitter, and he was like, if James Gunn doesn't make Adam Warlock the villain of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, then fans are gonna have a shit fit. He has to do it. James Gunn was like, nah. Because, I think I learned a lot this year with this movie and with Star Wars The Last Jedi about what to expect in an upcoming film, and to just let the filmmakers do their job. Like, James Gunn doesn't have to make Adam Warlock the villain, even if he teased him. He doesn't have to do anything. He just makes the movie he wants to make. And if you judge this movie without any of my prior expectations, which is why I've kind of come to like it more, because I've thrown my expectations, what I thought this movie was going to be, and I've thrown them out the window, and I'm trying to examine the movie that James Gunn was simply trying to make, which is just like a simple hangout movie with like space aliens. These golden people still bother me because they serve no function in the plot. They're just kind of there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like this scene that we're watching right now, much like the obelisk wasn't really the important thing in the first scene. They could have started the movie right here. Here's a non-important gold race of people that are chasing us for no reason.
Yeah.
Like there's no backstory or whatever. They could have just started the movie here for all intents and purposes, and it wouldn't have made no difference. Yet these people just constantly come in and out of the film for no reason, and they're just annoying. They just annoy me. Maybe it's because they're really pompous and really douchebaggy. I don't know. They don't feel like characters to me. They just feel like, oh, we got to give the Guardians something to do. So whatever, they're being chased. Who cares?
See, I dislike this film. My criticism was this film are a little bit different than yours.
Yeah.
For one, I feel like it's too long. Like I just feel like not enough actually happens for it to like be that long, 2 hours and 15 minutes long. You know?
There's a lot that doesn't happen in this movie.
Two, I found myself honestly wondering when the villain was going to pop out, like an hour into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was sitting there, I'm like, all right, any second they're going to introduce like the villain. It's going to be crazy. I don't know what's going on. And then finally, it just kind of hit me, and I was like, oh, I guess Ego is the villain. Right? Like
the credits are about to roll, and I still don't know what this movie is about.
it's like we have that one mutual friend where she was like, I think that's Captain America. Like 40 minutes into the Captain America movie.
Like, clearly that's Captain America. And clearly we could have assumed that Ego was going to be the bad guy, but it, like, has you questioning his motives, so you're unclear as to what is actually going on. Like, it doesn't give you a clear-cut answer until, like, the movie's about to end, and you're like, oh, okay, this is what the movie's about. I wish I just would have known that from the start.
I feel like it goes into, like, this, like, nice movie where it's like a kid reconnecting with his father. Everything's all fine and dandy, you know, whatever. And then, like, the last 15 minutes, it's like, oh, by the way, I killed your mom, a bad guy. Big battle ensues. Goodbye.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I felt like there's no build-up or anything to it, you know? And because of that, I just felt like the final battle wasn't that important, you know?
Right. I agree with you. The battle at the end is basically just a CG fest. Like, it doesn't feel like anything's at stake because the rest of the movie is so small, like where nothing happens, which is fine, but then the ending is just big and CG and everywhere and all these colors, and you're like, okay, this is what I thought we were going to get, but then you told me it wasn't, but now we're here anyway, so what was the point of all that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that. So let's say this wasn't part of the MCU, and this was just a movie that James Gunn wanted to make. Like, hey, here's a little movie about a space adventure. Yeah, I think it's still a solid film. I think it's solid. Like, that's the best.
No, yeah. And you know, I'll tell you this. So, I saw this movie with a group of friends when it came out. And to prepare for this movie, we saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, together, little viewing party, like the night before we didn't see this.
Yeah.
One of my friends at the time, she fucking hated the first Guardians of the Galaxy. She fell asleep. She was like, fuck this, I'm going to fall asleep instead.
That sucks.
We went to see this movie. She fucking loved this movie. Like, she was sitting there laughing. Like, I don't know what the thing was. A part of me thinks it's Baby Groot, honestly.
Maybe. Because, I mean, the jokes, like, the sense of humor is the same. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, honestly. It was just, a weird thing. But like you said, I mean, I feel like it still stands on its own. It's still a decent sci-fi movie.
Yeah, totally. Like, it's a movie about family and friendship and coming together, and I get that. It's just it doesn't have a lot else going on. Like, the structure of the movie is weird. It feels like James Gunn tried to make The Empire Strikes Back without going like full dark. The Empire Strikes Back, the group is split up, and who knows what's gonna happen? And oh no, an evil father. But also, it's the Guardians of the Galaxy, so of course it's funny. And here's a dick joke, and here's Sylvester Stallone being funny, and it's like, oh, okay.
I think another.
A lot of people really love this movie because it does have a lot to say about like friendships and fatherhoods.
Yeah,
they can relate to that on a personal level. Or like the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. It doesn't have like any deeper meanings other than here are these cool, weird alien people, and it's awesome and fun to watch them do weird, cool alien stuff.
No. I feel
personal.
like there's a little meaning at the end, where it's like you're stronger together with your friends.
Well, yeah, sure, but I mean that could, like, I'm saying it's pretty much the same thing as any other superhero film. Like, at its core, like deep down in its core, it's just like a regular superhero film. Whereas this, like look at these weird little elements, like robot prostitutes.
All right,
this is a Disney movie,
and here we have the main hero of the film.
Yeah, and his whole arc is something that's absent from the first movie. Like, I felt more emotional in this movie than I did in the first Guardians movie.
Yeah, definitely. Man, they really drill into the whole father thing in this movie, don't they?
Oh yeah, they drill it right into your head. It never felt I don't know. Like, it's obvious that they're going with the fatherhood theme, but it never felt like it's beating you over the head with it. You know what I mean? Like. It's funny seeing Sylvester Stallone mumble his way through these movies. As the rest of the hair, I'm Sylvester Stallone.
I think another issue is me, and a lot of people who kind of don't feel too warm about this movie, is that I feel like we just had high expectations.
Yeah. But whose fault is that, Ivan? Having too high expectations.
The studios.
Obviously. No, I don't know. So, like, what if Avengers Infinity War is a good movie? And I mean that as in, not if it's one of the most groundbreaking and epic and most awesomest and you gotta see it right now and it's awesome and it's oh my god and blah and nerds and everywhere can unite. And what if it's just like a good movie? Like, is that our fault for hyping this movie up for 10 years or I don't know, man.
No, fuck that. Marvel's been hyping this motherfucking movie for 10 years. Literally been hyping this movie up for 10 years. Fuck that.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, what the fuck? They've been showing, like, Thanos for, like, the past 4 years or some shit? Like, come on.
Yeah, but they've never shown Thanos do anything.
Exactly. Like, they're building the hype.
But are they, or are they just putting him every now and then putting him in?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. This is where I'm starting to just question my expectations when it comes to movies, because fans will come to expect so much of just one thing that it gets in the way of the movie, because all movies are visions that these filmmakers have, and if they want to tell this story and it's just not what fans expect, then automatically fans dismiss it. And I don't know who's to blame for that. Is it the system that we live in, or the system that just churns out movies every fucking year? We get 7 movies and there's big blockbusters and come see this movie and whatever. I don't know. I'm starting to question the very way in which I view movies.
You know, honestly, I've kind of realized that a while ago, so I'm kind of at the point where I go in expecting nothing.
Yeah.
And then if I do get something, I'm like, hey, all right. But every now and then, I'll expect nothing and get even less.
Every now and then, yeah, that happens, absolutely.
Yeah, so, you know, it happens.
I don't know, because, I don't know, there's a lot of... So, Guardians of the Galaxy, I didn't really notice this at first, but I think it was more prevalent in Thor Ragnarok. Have you seen Thor Ragnarok yet?
I have not.
Yeah. So, like, in preparing yourself for this movie, right? You're like, okay, let me watch the first one. And I'm sure when the third one rolls around, you'll do the same thing. You'll be like, all right, let me just rewatch the first one and the second one, get a... You know, try and remember what these movies were about before I go into the new one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with Thor. The first fucking 2 Thors are absolutely unlike Thor Ragnarok in every fucking way imaginable. They're just polar opposites. And they're that way because Taika Waititi had a vision that he had for Thor. It was his own unique take, and he went with it, like, thoroughly. Like, it feels less like a Thor film and more like a Taika Waititi film. Like, it's the film he wanted to make. And Marvel was like, yep, go ahead, make that movie. But in doing so, he broke down and deconstructed what makes Thor fundamentally Thor. He deconstructed everything about the first 2 Thor films and did something different. And most people loved that because... Thor is not the biggest name or the hottest name in the Marvel franchise. So a lot of people are like, yeah, sure, Thor, he's doing a buddy comedy in space. Fuck it, we'll accept it. And it bothered me. And I know I'm one of the only people that don't like Thor Ragnarok because I actually really do enjoy the first Thor film. I like how it's very Shakespearean. I like the side characters in it. And Thor Ragnarok was basically like, fuck you. Fuck you for caring. Let's deconstruct Thor. And that's why a lot of people hate on Star Wars The Last Jedi. Said, oh, you had these expectations for 2 years? Fuck you. We're doing our own thing. And it's a very weird thing that I'm experiencing because I want to enjoy a filmmaker's vision that Marvel just gave Taika Waititi a property and said, do whatever the fuck you want with it. They gave James Gunn a property. They said, do whatever the fuck you want with it. They gave Star Wars gave Rian Johnson their property, and they said, do whatever the fuck you want with it. And then they kind of, when it gets in the way of what your expectations are, I don't know where the blame lies, Ivan.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, man. I mean, it's definitely, it's a tough situation. It's a really tough situation.
Yeah, because you want to respect the filmmakers and their vision, absolutely. But then it's like, well, the Marvel machine and the Lucasfilm machine have been leading me on in this direction. They've been pointing me in this direction. So of course I'm going to be upset when they go the other way.
Prime example, Suicide Squad.
What specifically about Suicide Squad?
So, I don't know if it was just me, but I think we talked about this when we did a review or a commentary track on it. Yeah. They kind of basically make it see all the promotional footage and stuff in the trailers made it seem like the Joker was a major villain in this movie, and he was like the main antagonist and all that. And you go see the movie, he has like maybe 5 minutes of on-screen time. It's just like, what the fuck?
He has nothing to do with the plot. He kind of just comes in and out of the story. I think David Ayer even said that he regrets not making the Joker the villain, which is like, oh, that's some nice hindsight you got there, David Ayer.
Yeah.
I don't know, and that goes back to, remember back in like 2012 where I was like, no, I can't watch trailers, they spoil the movie. Now it's more like, no, I can't watch trailers because they gave me a preconceived idea about what this movie is going to be when the filmmakers clearly are trying to make it this other thing. You know what I mean? Because it's so drastically different. Like, War for the Planet of the Apes looked like it was going to be an all-out war movie, but it wasn't. It was like a slower-paced film about like the strategies of war and not so much the battles and physical fighting of war. Kingsman, The Secret Circle, The Golden Circle made you think that Channing Tatum was going to be like the second main character. He's in the movie for like 4 minutes. Like, makes me want to stop watching trailers again, but goddamn, they make some really good fucking trailers nowadays.
Yeah.
Especially for the upcoming Slenderman, Ivan. No, I can't even make that joke. That movie looks awful. That movie looks awful. Yeah. Did you see the trailer?
No, I honestly didn't even bother with it because I don't care. Like, I don't care enough. I'm 99% sure. I am sure enough that this movie's going to be shitty. So, like, I don't care to watch trailer. Besides, I don't even like scary movies or anything, so it's even less of a reason for me to.
Yeah, just think of every scary movie you've ever seen, and yeah, you've basically seen the trailer. There's nothing new. There's a skinny guy and he's in a suit and he's in the woods. That's fucking.
So how many more 12-year-old girls are we gonna have sacrificing and murdering their friends for Slenderman, do you think?
I don't know, man. Isn't the appeal of the scariness of Slenderman that, like, you don't really know much about him? Like, he's creepy because there's this dude in the woods and you don't know why he's there.
See, dude, okay, so, like,
why does he need his own movie?
There's
probably
that.
Gonna give him some bullshit origin.
Oh yeah, guaranteed. But, like, see, the thing is, people give him bullshit origins anyway.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard about that? The two friends who murdered the other friend?
Are we talking about Slenderman still?
Yeah.
No, I don't know a single thing about Slenderman.
Okay, so
because I thought that's what the scary thing was, is that he's a dude in the woods, and if I saw a dude in the woods, I'd be kind of like a little intimidated.
Okay, a few years back.
Yeah.
This is like after Slenderman came out. A lot of people made like background stories for Slenderman or whatever, and these two girls, they were like 12 or something at the time. They believed all this stuff, and like Slenderman needs to have a sacrifice, otherwise he's gonna go kill your family. Yada yada yada, stuff like this. So they bring their other friend out into the woods. They stab her like 18 times and murder her.
Oh.
And when they got arrested, they're like, "Oh, we had to for Slenderman. Like Slenderman wanted it to be this way."
Is that real?
No, it's real. This is real, and those two girls are currently in jail.
Well, yeah. See, that's scary because what the fuck? That's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
But that doesn't have anything to do with Slenderman, other than the fact that they just mentioned his name at the end.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to see that, like, what makes that story scary is that these two girls did a thing and then said it was for this unknown reason, as opposed to getting a bullshit origin for Slenderman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, oh, this is Slenderman. This is the reason why the girls sacrificed their friend, as opposed to, we really genuinely have no idea why these girls sacrificed their friend, and that's pretty scary. I don't know, man. You know, it would be pretty scary to see a raccoon in the woods just like fuck up you and your whole squad with a bunch of darts.
Yeah.
Like, realistically? If you saw that?
I remember
that shit for the rest of your
really
life.
liking this scene too. I thought that was a pretty nice scene, or a pretty badass scene.
Yeah. See, I like the use of color here since everything's at night and everything has like a nice blue tint to it. Is Rocket Raccoon the main character of this movie?
Okay, look, here's another thing why I dislike about this movie. I feel like there's two different like storylines playing out.
Yeah.
In this movie, and I feel like neither of them are strong enough to like be the main one. I feel like these are both secondary storylines.
I see what you're saying. I was gonna say like the fact that there is two storylines doesn't bother me because that's exactly what happens in The Empire Strikes Back. But I see what you're saying, whereas it's not the fact that there are two storylines that bother you, it's that they both on their own right feel a bit weak.
Yeah. I mean, would you agree with that?
No, I totally see that. I don't know if I... No, I totally see it. Because I don't think one storyline works without the other. Because I asked if Rocket Raccoon is the main character because he gets the last shot in the film.
Yeah.
The film ends with a close-up shot of Rocket Raccoon because his character has arced. Like, no one else really has an arc. They all grow a little bit, but like Rocket Raccoon gets the emotional beat of the end of the movie, and I thought that was very interesting because he's supposed to be a mirror image of Peter Quill. Not really sure where he comes from, where he belongs in the universe, and what's his name? Yondu. Yondu's a mirror image of what he used to be, and so when Yondu's gone, he gets to reflect upon himself at the end. Like, I get it, but then the entire movie was marketing, like Peter Quill and Peter Quill's dad, and I'm just not sure what, like, because I think this movie would have been 100% more interesting if it fully committed to Rocket Raccoon being the main character, because that would have been such a different choice dramatically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everyone loves Rocket Raccoon. He's the fucking cutest thing in this whole movie, other than Baby Groot. And he's voiced really well by Bradley Cooper.
I feel like Rocket's emotional scenes are leaps and bounds ahead of like Peter Quill's.
Yes, I will give you that too.
Like, all right, we're doing this whole like everybody has like the story arc scene, whatever. You can say Gamora has one too with Nebula and
her sister. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but honestly, man, like Rocket steals the show with like how closely he relates to Yondu. And dude, it's like, so they're all too weak to be the main one, in my opinion.
No, I see where you're coming from. It's just the way the movie is structured. If it had like a different story going, I don't know, because I think about this all the time. Because there's like 50,000 videos uploaded to YouTube every day about how the Star Wars prequel trilogy should have been, and now there's new videos like, oh, how the Last Jedi should have been, and everyone has their own opinions. And so thinking about, well, what should James Gunn should have done for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and I try not to get into that too much because this is the movie he did want to make. Like, it doesn't feel like Marvel had a hand in like messing with his vision. This genuinely feels like the movie he should have made, that he wanted to make. And so I try separating. Oh, well, he clearly should have done this. Because I can see myself going into these arguments with you. I just don't want to. Which makes viewing these movies even harder for me. And we've been pretty negative about this movie so far, but to stress, we really like this movie. This is a really solid film. Like, there's a lot to enjoy. I really love Kurt Russell's performance. I really love this weird-looking ass planet that we're on. There's just a lot else that I don't love. I just like.
I mean, honestly, yeah, like I said, it's a visually stunning fucking movie. Absolutely beautiful. And they certainly do that right. And like you said, we don't hate the movie. It's just there's a few downfalls here and there. That's it.
Yeah.
It could have been better.
Sure. I mean, no movie's perfect, Ivan. They could all be a bit better, I guess. We gotta we judge the movie for what it is and what it was trying to do. And if we eliminate what our preconceived notions were and what our expectations were, there are still faults with this movie. How do you feel about Peter Quill being a god? It's one of the things that I just found to be weird. Like it doesn't, I don't know, it's just a weird choice. Oh, he's a god. Oh. And I guess gods just look like floating brains in space.
It doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would, which annoys me because I feel pretty hypocritical.
Why?
Because my entire argument for why I hate Superman
is that he's a god.
He's a fucking god.
Yeah.
And I still stand by that. I fucking hate Superman. He's a shitty hero.
He can't be a hero because he needs to be brave to be a hero. Yeah, there's that argument. Yeah.
Not only that,
Superman
though.
Can't be brave because nothing could be. Yeah.
Not only that, though, but it's like I want to relate to my heroes, you know.
Oh, okay. I 100% understand.
And like I can't relate to Superman because he's a fucking god.
I agree 100%.
You know, I mean, like Rocket has like his attachment issues and the feeling of abandonment. Yes. Star-Lord has this whole the whole father thing. Iron Man has his alcoholism and fear. Who else? Everybody has something going on.
Everyone has their flaws. Yeah, Steve Rogers, he's a little bit too much of a, what's his name? A schoolboy,
by the books.
Yeah, he's too by the, he's naive. He's naive in how trustworthy he can be towards others. Yeah. Like, they all have their faults. Superman's just perfect.
Well.
But, I mean, I guess it helps that Peter Quill doesn't know that he's a god, right? So, it never undercuts his personality because he was just not aware that he used to be a god, or that he was a god.
Yeah, I think another thing that... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
That made it so it was more bearable or tolerable for Peter Quill to be a god is that they don't make him out to be a god.
Yeah, he's just a guy. He's just some dude.
He's like, hey, what's up? I'm your dad. By the way, you're totally a god, I guess. Yeah, there you go. With Superman, it's like there's God damn it.
There's a train in the background?
Yeah.
Bothering you, Ivan?
No, yeah, but also fucking train. They have so many scenes or moments where they make him out to be a fucking god.
Oh yeah, where they hit you where Zack Snyder hits you over the head with it. Oh, look at Superman. He's in a church and Jesus is in the background. And look at all these people looking up to Superman. He's our savior.
Look at them literally looking out and reaching up to him. As he floats in the air like a fucking god with the sun behind him.
How about how he died when he was 33 years old? But then he came back from the dead, Ivan.
Or how he got killed, not by a spear, but by a lance.
Look. Subtle is not a word that many people would use to describe Zack Snyder.
Fuck DC. Fucking shit.
Look,
no, fuck DC.
Zack Snyder, I like his work. I don't think he was fit to direct a trilogy
involving the Superman character. I think they just should have gave it to someone else, and Zack Snyder could have done a great movie with someone else. Because I really do like Man of Steel. I like Man of Steel a lot more than a lot of people do. And part of the reason was that was the first time I felt like Superman, I could relate to Superman. Because he has this despite all of the on-the-nose things that we just made fun of, like, he had conflict. Like, it wasn't external. Like, sure, he could punch someone in the face and doesn't have to worry about anything. But internally, he was like, oh, well, these are my people. But, like, I was born on Earth. So, like, it felt like he had to fight between who he wanted to fight for. And I liked that struggle, because he was kind of an outfit who didn't belong anywhere. But then they went, like, total shit with that idea in Batman v Superman. And you're like, no, he's a god. No, he's a god. Here's a statue built in his honor. Like, oh, okay.
It's just too much.
What I feel weird about Peter Quill being a god is that they don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
So, like, at the end, when he has to fight his father, it's never like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice being this thing. Because he didn't even know he was the thing. It doesn't cross his mind at all. He's not like, oh man, I have to forfeit being a deity. It's like, no, yeah, of course I'm gonna kill this guy. I didn't even know I was a god 12 minutes ago. Like, if there was, and again, it goes down to how the movie was structured. If they had introduced that plot line earlier in the film, we could have had scenes where Peter is questioning his identity, and then the choice to kill his father would have felt more like a conflict within him versus, no, you killed your mom, so ergo I have to kill you now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm giving up, like, literal godhood. Like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Nope, it's just, nope. Because it's introduced so late in the game that it doesn't even have to cross his mind again. You could have done something with that, I guess. I don't like Taserface.
I like this.
I don't know. I don't like a lot of the Ravagers. I don't know why.
I did like this scene though.
Where he makes fun of Taserface?
No, not that. But like, it just like Yondu's crew literally being killed one by one, and like Yondu just being forced to watch, and like having the crew like beg Yondu.
Oh yeah.
And just seeing him as like a broken, defeated man who can't even look his crew in the eye as he die.
That is pretty hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it. I like the Ravagers in the first movie, but in this movie they feel really cartoony to me. And I don't know if that's because of like the prosthetics or because of the cast that they hired. Like one of them is the guy from Goon, and he really sticks out to me. I just can't take him seriously. They just all feel like a bunch of cartoons to me.
I think
they don't feel real. If they would have felt real, I would have connected with the story a lot more. But they don't.
I think
I'm like, oh, okay.
It's because in the first movie you get like taste of the Ravagers, but it's never like a full, thrust into. In this movie, you're getting like full blown, just hit with Ravagers. They're like an essential part of the storyline.
Yeah. They're focused on a lot more in this movie.
I think they're all right in like small doses,
Yeah, true. I was surprised by how much I like Sean Gunn as this Ravager whose name I forget.
Really?
Sean Gunn's really good in this movie.
Why were you surprised about that?
Yeah, because like he's just such a throwaway character. Like, you don't market him in the trailers. You don't put his name on the posters. But, like, he has some pretty emotional scenes, too.
Yeah.
Like, when Yondu dies and it's like, oh, my captain, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause a mutiny. And you're like, damn, I kind of feel bad for this guy.
Yeah. How he picks up the mantle as Yondu.
Yeah. Which is weird, because I don't think he's on the ship with the Guardians when we see them in that Infinity War trailer.
No, I think he was. I think he just goes to do his own thing. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised though if we get like some snippet of the Ravagers.
Who knows what we're gonna get in Infinity War? I'm not gonna speculate this time, Ivan. I'm going to just not speculate. I'm not going to watch 10 Things Missed videos with red arrows and red circles pointing at things that I can clearly see without them. Like, I'm just gonna accept the movie. I'm just gonna enjoy myself. Because I'll be damned if I walk out of Infinity War and it's a terrible piece of shit.
I'm gonna speculate now.
You're gonna speculate extra hard.
I mean, honestly, dude, I feel like they built up too much of like background characters and secondary characters, and for them not to use them. So I honestly do. I feel like they're gonna have like the main set of cast members, which is gonna be the Avengers.
There's so many main set of, like, that's a huge like list of characters, man.
I feel like they're gonna have like your main cast. You know, it's obviously gonna be the Avengers and stuff. You're gonna have your secondary cast. You know, kind of like the Guardians. I feel like the Guardians will be secondary. But like Ant-Man, stuff like that. Spider-Man. Then you're gonna have like, I guess, your third round of characters, which are gonna be like the Ravagers and, you know, Iron Man's like spare suits. Or they're just gonna have like a simple nod or like a quick scene showing that they're like helping out or something.
I don't know, man. Because I can't even fathom how big this movie is going to be. Because that cast is unprecedented. Like, it's an absurd amount of people that are being paid an absurd amount of money, unlike any movie that ever has come before it. So
yeah, is there any numbers of the budget of that?
There's an estimated that it's like $500 million.
Jesus.
And I don't believe that, but when you take into consideration that it is being shot back to back with Avengers 4, then you're like, yeah, $500 million sounds about right. I'll try and see what the reported budget is right now. Nah, we don't have anything yet.
Okay.
But yeah, there's some people that are throwing around $500 million, which is that's a lot of money.
Well, it's a nice
when
chunk
you
of
think about
change,
how
man.
many like A-list actors they have that have to get paid, and all the special effects that need to look pristine.
Oh, dude, all like the CGI work that needs to be done.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I get a kick out of the scene every fucking time I see it. Peter, he learns he's a god, and what he does is decide to throw a ball with his father. That's amazing. That gets me. That puts a smile on my face.
That's really fucking depressing.
It is, but you understand, like, coming from Peter Quill's, with his personality and his perspective on life, and not being able to like have a dad where he can throw a ball with, but he's so like childlike mentally. Like, yeah, that would be the first thing he does.
Yeah.
Just throw a ball with his dad. And his dad is just as happy, smiling too. It's a good visual laugh.
The more I think of it, the more Peter Quill is a sad, sad character, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, his mother died of cancer, and then he was shortly abducted by aliens.
Like 5 minutes later.
Was forced to live basically as a slave to these very violent and gruesome aliens, never really getting to know who his father was. Yeah, that's a pretty sad story. But we love Peter Quill because of his sense of optimism, Ivan, and all of his 80s references.
Hey, man, 80s references are all the rage this year.
They really are. Sometimes they're a little too on the nose, but like I like Peter Quill. Peter Quill makes 80s references because it's the only thing he has that retains his humanity. So it's one of the easiest ways that allow us to relate to him. Because yeah, it's easy to like, oh, 80s reference here, 80s reference there. But it's like, nah, like he's trying to keep the memory of Earth alive.
Trying to keep the memory of his mother alive.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes sense to his character. As opposed to other movies are like references everywhere. No, I really like how it's implemented with Peter Quill's character specifically. I think it's very well done.
Okay.
Drax felt a little cartoony in this movie to me too.
Ooh, how so?
So in the first movie, he's supposed to be like a killer, like a serious like he's called the Destroyer.
Yeah.
Like nobody fucks with him. In this movie, he's just I'm the joke guy. You're ugly, but you're beautiful, but just on the inside. And it's like hey. He never destroys anything. Like in the last movie, he was used for jokes, but he felt like there was a character somewhere in there, like the tragedy of his his wife and his daughter. Like there's a history to his character somewhere in there. Whereas opposed to this movie, it's like I'm not really feeling like he's a character. I'm not really feeling that there's much more going on other than he's the comedic relief. But in a movie where everyone's the comedic relief, then he just comes across to me as a cartoon.
I feel.
What's up?
So, I just got an emergency alert from my school. They're closing the campus down.
Alert?
Yeah. They're closing the campus down tomorrow.
Weather issue?
Yeah. Because, I mean, like we had a lot of rain today. And then, it's expected to drop down to, 5 degrees tonight. Actually, right now, it probably should be right around then. And then it's supposed to be, a winter flurry or some shit, too. So, who knows?
Shit, G. Be safe, bro.
I might get work off since nobody can fly.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous conditions to be flying, Ivan. Man, the CG on Rocket Raccoon is pretty unbelievable. Like, he looks like a real fucking raccoon that's right there.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't this scene just make you sad?
Yeah, this scene was really fucking heartbreaking, man.
It is really sad. He's just a little baby tree, man.
Oh.
Why you gotta disrespect him like that? What I really want to know, though, is, out of all these bunch of assholes, who really took the time to make a Ravager outfit that small? Right,
We've been waiting 15 years to use this octuple small outfit.
It's just so oddly specific that they would have that. No one really questioned it, but I really want to know.
Alright, if I remember correctly, this scene kind of annoyed me a little bit.
Really? Where he spends about 20 minutes trying to get the right item?
Yeah, that's what annoyed me about it. I feel like it went on a little too long.
Yeah, it went on for maybe a beat too long. If he had just shown one less thing.
It's just, you made a joke, everybody laughed, just... Alright,
But then it keeps going. He keeps getting the wrong things, Ivan. He just keeps getting the wrong things. Yeah, see, there's a Ravager laying in bed sucking his thumb. That doesn't come across to me as funny. That it doesn't come across to me that these are these really fucked up individuals. It's just oh, this is a cartoon character sucking his thumb. I gotta admit, I died laughing when he drags in the desk I think that was the funniest part of the joke to me. Because
Yeah.
it's not even remotely close. So like he grabs a bunch of small things and it's understandable. But no, he drags in a desk, and I was laughing in the theater for about 5 minutes. Yep. 'Cause he has to find this desk somewhere, and he has to drag it through the fucking hallways.
A thumb, or a toe.
The toe and the desk are probably the funniest part of this joke.
Yeah.
They should have just started with that. They didn't need the underwear. They didn't need the rat. Just cut straight to the desk. Because like we're still in the scene. Like the scene is still going on.
Yeah, no, exactly. Now I'm like, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, like it should have ended here. Like right about now, the scene should have been over with. But we're still going. I did like that. I guess he never technically got the right thing. That it was what's his name? Kraglin finds the right thing. It's like, okay, yeah, the joke could have been shorter if you just cut to this part. I'm sorry, Captain. I didn't mean to start a mutiny.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I really like his character too.
Yeah, man. Because
like he feels
it's
like
powerful.
He feels like he should be a throwaway character who has like 4 lines
Right.
and called a day. But no, dude, like you get like emotionally attached to him as well.
Yeah.
And like by the end, you're kind of like, I can't wait to see him like as Yondu, or like Yondu-esque.
To keep the spirit of Yondu alive, with this little thingy thing.
Oh, I love this scene.
I like when they play the music. Yeah, this was great to watch, like visually, like seeing the thing go around, and it's in slow motion, and just the beautiful red tint that would follow the arrow.
Oh
around.
yeah. Visually fucking stunning.
Yeah. It's one of the most memorable scenes in the movie.
Oh yeah. Honestly, Yondu doing his arrow thing in the first movie was probably one of the more memorable scenes as well.
Yeah. So I like how they amped it up, yeah. Because it doesn't feel like forced, like, oh, we need to amp up this. No, it feels like natural.
Yes. Dude, it definitely feels just... It's so fluid, too.
Oh, yeah. Whereas the last scene that we just saw with the joke went on for a little too long.
Yeah.
This scene goes on perfect. Like, it's not overdone. It's not underutilized. It's given the perfect amount of time. And it's interesting because we're still here with Yondu and Rocket. Like, we haven't cut back to Peter Quill and his dad in a while. Like, in a long while. Like, since they were throwing ball together. Like, that was a little bit ago.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How would you have felt? Because I'm not necessarily saying I want to see this, but I was just curious. what this would look like. What if we redo that last scene, or this one right now, with Yondu doing all this, but it's one continuous shot?
Oh, that would have been amazing. I would have been all for it. Look, see, I'm a big fan for tracking shots that go on for way longer than necessary, because they're really impressive. Like, it's really hard to pull off. Like, it's not easy to make those shots and to make them look cool. And I think James Gunn could have done it.
I think so too. I honestly think so too.
I think the way it is in this film is perfect. I think if they decided to do something like that in a future film, I'd be all for it.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been like extended, long, single takes in these Marvel films. There's only 2 that I can think of, and they were both saved for the Avengers movies. You know, the first movie, that iconic shot where it's one long take of them in the city of New York fighting the Chitauri, and then the opening scene of Avengers Age of Ultron, which is basically the same thing.
Taserface.
He's a taser, and then he's got a face, but he doesn't really got a taser, but he's got an ugly face.
Okay, this scene, I kind of felt weird about it, honestly.
Which one?
The one where like they're going through like different dimensions, universes, I guess.
Oh no, I love that shit.
Really?
It gets weird, and like I don't think about it because like I don't want to think about like the logistics of like jumping through space and how really accurate that like.
No,
like,
I get that.
I died laughing seeing their faces like expand and contrast, and it's very weird, and the colors, and they're screaming, and Baby Groot throws up. It's just some weird visual. Like I was the only one laughing in the theater, so I know I'm one of the only people that really like thought it was hilarious. I was laughing so hard that I had to rewatch this movie because I honestly didn't know what the next scene was because I was still laughing from seeing their faces be all weird and stupid.
Dude, I felt like it was out of place personally.
I guess I love how out of place it is because it's so fucking weird. Yeah, that scene got me. It got me. I still don't honestly remember what happens in the following scene. Yeah, see, what did he just say? He said one day it'll all be mine? Like, that's never explored ever again. It's not like, oh, I want this thing and I'm sacrificing this whole planet if I kill my father. See? That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's never explored again. And that's probably why I didn't even remember that scene and that line. Because I was laughing so hard before.
All right, David. So when did this movie come out?
When did this movie come out?
Yes. 2017.
Like, in May of 2017, yeah.
And 2017 was a great year for movies, would you say, though?
Yeah.
So what about 2018? What do you think about the upcoming movies for 2018, huh?
That was a great segue, Ivan, because this commentary track was going to be us looking forward to 2018 films. But we had so much to say about Guardians of the Galaxy that we never actually got to it. Just like the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy. I made a joke there, Ivan. I don't know. 2018. I'm very curious to see how 2018 pans out. There's like 10 movies that I'm really excited for, but a lot of other movies that I know I'll probably end up seeing, I'm not sure how I feel about. You know what I mean? So Venom's getting his own movie this year.
Wait. Which Venom?
Tom Hardy as Venom.
But like, are you talking about like the Amazing Spider-Man universe? Or are you talking about like the Marvel?
Yeah, so confusing, yes. So it doesn't take place in the MCU. So it has nothing to do with Spider-Man, but it's Venom. So it should. Right. Yeah, so Sony's stupid. Remember, this is a Sony movie, right? But the cast is phenomenal. Like, they've been getting some really fucking, like, talented people behind this movie. Let me pull up this movie. Because I was all against this movie. I didn't want this movie to be made. I thought it was a stupid idea. I know that Avi Arad is probably going to ruin it because that's what he does with Spider-Man movies. He just ruins them. But you got Tom Hardy as Venom, and Tom Hardy is amazing. You got Michelle Williams. Michelle Williams just gave, like, an awesome performance in All the Money in the World. Riz Ahmed is pretty good in a lot of things, but probably most known for being in Rogue One. And Ruben Fleischer's a fine director. You got what's this? Zombieland? You like Zombieland, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, the movie is poised to be better than it should be, but I still don't know because I have very little faith in Sony. They make some really bad movies, I think.
Yes, they do.
This could be their comeback movie.
All right, okay, so do you want to go the full year, or do you want to go, like, up to June, like the halfway point, and...
Well, I think we can go the full year, because I don't think there's gonna be as much movies we talk about as discussed in our 2017 in review, because there's gonna be a fuck ton of little indie movies that we have no idea what they are, so we're probably just gonna skip right over them.
Yeah.
And we apologize in advance to anyone who did want to see our 2017 movie in review, because Studio Canal has removed it from YouTube for no reason. I guess Studio Canal thinks they own our voices, Ivan.
Oh, it's
really
kind of
bad.
fucked up.
It is, and I said fuck you to Studio Canal at the top of this at this commentary, but I don't dislike Studio Canal. I don't have anything against them. They make some pretty solid fucking movies. Like, I've seen most of them. They're really, really good. I just have no idea why they would claim our audio commentary is copyright infringed. They don't own our commentary. Our YouTube videos are just one still image that have nothing to do with the movie. There's no audio used from the movie. There's no visual images used from the movie. It is just our two voices. So I got really upset that they took it down for copyright infringement. I just wanted to point that out because it got me mad. All right, Ivan, should we go from month to month?
Yeah, so you want to start with January, just to...
Oh my god, there's a Maze Runner movie coming out in January.
I forgot that was still a franchise.
Right?
I thought they gave up.
Well, that was postponed because the main character, what's his name, Dylan O'Brien, he got into, like, a really bad stunt accident.
Yeah.
Like, he had to go to the hospital, like, almost died and stuff.
I actually thought he did die.
Yeah, he almost did. He's still around, thankfully. He's a pretty good actor. I'm probably not gonna see the movie though.
Yeah.
Alright, did you see any of the Maze Runner movies?
No, honestly, it didn't seem like anything that would really matter. Because at the time, I felt like there was already like 4 different movies that were really fucking similar.
Yeah, that's like it came out at the same time like Hunger Games did, and like City of Bones, like Immortal Instruments or some shit.
What's the other one?
A whole bunch of just...
where like the girl has to pick out like her future or some shit like that. She takes tests and are you brave? Are you intelligent?
Divergent.
Yeah.
It was just this era of like young adult movies, and Maze Runner doesn't really do anything to stand out. So yeah, I'll probably skip it. Well, Ivan, I know you're gonna see 50 Shades Freed.
I might actually.
Is your girlfriend into the movies or no?
I don't know, and I mean, I might have to see this, I guess.
Just maybe don't ask her about it and never bring it up, and hopefully you might have to avoid it if she doesn't say anything.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It's a solid plan. I mean, of course, everyone's looking forward to Black Panther, right? Like that's
definitely.
that's a bygone conclusion. Like so many people are gonna see Black Panther. The hype is very real with Black Panther. Ooh, Annihilation comes out in February. It's a little small sci-fi movie by the guy who made Ex Machina.
All right, so you know, guys, I'm sure a lot of people know. This first quarter is kind of like a graveyard area.
Well, yeah, that's when studios release a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
You gotta put their trash somewhere, Ivan.
Yeah.
The trash happens to be January and usually August. How do you feel about Tomb Raider coming out in March?
I might see it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Death Wish? No interest.
I might see it. I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Eli Roth, and this movie just looks like Bruce Willis's attempt to make a Taken movie. So I don't know. Pacific Rim comes out in March, Ivan.
A Wrinkle in Time. Oh, please.
See, I'm torn because I know a lot of people are hyped about A Wrinkle in Time because of Ava DuVernay. Ava DuVernay is a very important name right now. But the trailers haven't done anything for me. Like, I actually like the book. I read the book when I was, like, in middle school or whatever. And I know, like, that's going to be a huge... It'll make lots of money. Critics will adore it, whatever. But, I don't know. The trailers really haven't done anything for me.
Honestly, I saw trailers and it made me not want to see this movie.
I don't know. It looks generic in a weird way. I don't know. I think it's a Disney movie, right? It's a Disney movie, so it looks like it has that like weird Disney sheen where like everything is CGI.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know it's Ava DuVernay, but it feels like a Disney movie first and an Ava DuVernay movie second, and I wish it was the other way around. That's all. Got that Pacific Rim, though, Ivan.
Yeah, I'm pretty
you're
excited.
More excited about it than I am.
I love kaijus. Love me some mechs. Fucking love me some mechs. I'm gonna see it regardless, just for the mech battles, honestly. Because from what I've seen, there's mech on mech battles.
Punching giant monsters in the face.
Not only that, there's mech on mech battles now, apparently.
Like, there's a giant robot gonna fight a giant robot?
Yeah.
Really?
If I remembering correctly, yeah.
That sounds pretty interesting. I wonder why would that be the case?
I don't know.
It sounds interesting.
I'm gonna watch it. Honestly, Pacific Rim is probably gonna be one of those. I got nothing going on Tuesday morning. Go check it out for like $4 movies.
I'll check it out. The trailer didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Again, but I was very excited for the movie until I saw the trailer, which is my fault because I know how I am about trailers. But I really like John Boyega. I like giant robots fighting giant monsters and punching them in the face, and I really like the director involved. So I'll probably see it, despite how I feel about it.
How do you feel about Isle of Dogs? I've heard a lot about this thing, and
I absolutely want to see that.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna see that 100%. Who's that? Paul Thomas Anderson or Wes Anderson?
Wes Anderson.
I always mix the two up. Wes Anderson. He has that sense of comedy where everything's flat, and he still knows how to make it funny all these years later. Like, we know his jokes because his jokes are always like similarly told because of the way he uses his camera.
Yeah,
but
like the Darjeeling Limited, Fantastic Mr. Fox, dude. Moonrise Kingdom, come on.
Moonrise Kingdom was such a breath of fresh air.
Oh, yeah, dude, like, Grand Budapest Hotel 2.
That one was fantastic. Like, great movies.
The
great
Royal
movies,
Tenenbaums, man.
I might see any movie Wes Anderson ever puts out, despite how I feel about him.
Yeah, I've seen.
But I did really like these trailers.
Yeah. Let's see. Ready Player One.
Oh shit! Ready Player One. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
This is another one where the trailers feel weird to me and the CGI looks weird to me, but I gotta see that movie. Like, we've been talking about it for years. Of course, we're gonna see that movie. Steven Spielberg is just one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. We both love the book.
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
My neighbors are really going at it.
Oh. Bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm excited. You know me, I was kind of I was hesitant. I was kind of salty when the first trailer came out for it.
Yes.
Just because there's a lot changed, but whatever. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, whatever. And I mean, Ernest Cline's giving it his blessing, and he says, "No, it works. Don't worry." So.
Yeah, that's another thing where you gotta take your expectations, leave them at the door, and accept the movie that Steven Spielberg wanted to make for what it is. And if it doesn't work for you because of its own reasons, then that's okay. If it doesn't work because it wasn't like the book, that shouldn't be an argument.
Yeah.
The book is the book. The book will always be the book, and you will always have the book. How about his leg though? Like that long ass leg on that stupid poster.
Oh, dude.
That's a stupid poster, man. That is an awful poster. And I don't know. They never did anything to correct it. They never said, "Oh, we fired the guy who made the poster." So like, was that the way they intended the poster?
I mean, honestly, dude, like I remember reading comments of like visual design artists and like people in the industry who make posters and stuff like and do that sort of work. They're like, no, the poster is correct.
Why? Like
on a technical level, the poster's correct.
That's weird as fuck, man. That's an awful poster. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, it is. Anything else?
In March, there's just a small movie called Lean on Pete. I think it's this guy. It's about this movie. There's a runaway kid, and he relates to a horse. And I don't know. It's really weird. I'm describing it very poorly, but it's coming out in March, and I just see it in front of me, so I did want to see that one.
Okay.
Oh, there's a God Particle. Oh, I guess technically they moved it from April, and technically it's not even called God Particle anymore. That's the Cloverfield 3 movie.
Oh, God.
Well, it's not Cloverfield 3, but it's the third movie in this Cloverfield franchise. I'm very interested in this movie. I mean, because I don't know jack shit about it, but it's coming out this year. So it's very weird that they haven't released anything. Not a trailer, not a poster, not even a full synopsis. But it's coming out. Here's an interesting. So I think we talked about Avengers: Infinity War enough, right? Like we're very excited about that, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They recently moved the release date for Deadpool 2. I think just today they just announced this. So Deadpool 2 was gonna come out in June, which was pretty safe. I don't think a lot of things are coming out in June. But so now, in May, Avengers is coming out. Just 2 weeks later is the release of Deadpool. And right after that is Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
I have no idea why they moved Deadpool in between two, like, mega blockbusters. I love Deadpool. I know it'll be fine. But that first movie came out in February. It had no fucking competition. How is it gonna be against the two biggest tentpoles of all time?
It just... Okay, I don't know, man, but I feel like there's professionals in the industry who they know what they're doing, and there must be some sort of reason why they did this, you know?
Well, they moved it because they moved around their whole Fox just moved around their whole schedule with X-Men movies. So we'll probably see New Mutants on this list somewhere, or maybe not. Maybe they adjusted it. New Mutants was supposed to come out in April this year. They completely pushed it back to February of next year.
Oh.
So I don't know if something's wrong with New Mutants, or if this whole Disney thing, after this buyout, they're kind of trying to readjust their schedule. But yeah. So they moved New Mutants. I think it's good. They got rid of Gambit. So Gambit lost its director again. So they pushed New Mutants back to where Gambit was supposed to be, and so they kind of shifted around Deadpool to make up for that. I don't know. It's a weird decision for me all the way around. Like, I'm sure it'll do fine. I don't think it's gonna be as financially successful as the first one was, because it's coming right after Infinity War and it's right before Han Solo. Definitely gonna see it. I mean, come on, it's Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. Ocean's 8.
I probably will see it. I don't know. I think Gary Ross is directing it. I like Gary Ross.
Yeah, Gary Ross.
I don't know how a lot of other people. There are a lot of people who like movies that are coming out. You know, like when Ghostbusters came out, like, oh, they're just women this and blah blah blah. And no, that's not part of my reservations with this movie. My reservations kind of stem from it just kind of looks like Ocean's 11 all over again.
Exactly.
Like, so if you're gonna reboot the franchise in a very soft way, if you don't have anything new to add, what's the point? So maybe like a new trailer will show us something different, but if it's just Ocean's 11, then I don't understand. What was the point? How do you feel about Han Solo? Because we haven't seen jack shit from this movie.
Yeah,
not a damn thing. Not even an image.
Dude, I don't know.
I'm really worried for it.
Because we really haven't seen any promotional images or stills or anything at all. Like, I actually kind of forgot that they were making this movie. I forgot when the release date was. When I went to see...
Not a lot of people know.
Yeah, when I went to see The Last Jedi, I was like under the impression that the Star Wars movie was like a year from now. Or the Solo movie, yeah.
I don't know what they're... Because so The Last Jedi was very divisive with fans. Not a lot of general movie-going audiences are aware that this movie is even coming out so soon. And Star Wars fans weren't even asking for it. So, I don't know. I'm very nervous for this Han Solo movie. Still definitely going to see it. I'm going to be there opening night.
I didn't like this scene.
Like,
I didn't like that shot right there.
With, like, the blue bubble engulfing a Dairy Queen?
Yeah, I didn't like the product placement. Like,
yeah, it was just, like...
It was too blunt. It was just, like... Dairy Queen.
But Ivan, how else could you get the Guardians of the Galaxy Blizzard at Dairy Queen?
That was a thing, wasn't it?
It was a thing. Yeah, it was absolutely a thing. I don't like the shot because I don't know. I just don't like the framing of the shot. I don't necessarily mind that there's a Dairy Queen. I just think it looks weird. Like framing wise, I don't know. Maybe it was a last minute addition. How you feel about Jurassic World?
I watch it. Not terribly like hyped up about it.
Yeah. Oh, you've never been big on Jurassic Park, right? Like, you don't have the nostalgia for the first one like a lot of people do?
I'm sorry. Something popped up real quick. What'd you say?
You're not big on the Jurassic Park franchise.
No, yeah, because
you don't have
yeah.
the nostalgia for the first movie like a lot of people do.
No, exactly. I never really. I honestly, the extent of my Jurassic Park nostalgia is the oatmeal that used to have the little dinosaur eggs that would melt and had the little dinosaur like sprinkles inside of it. I think they did like a Jurassic Park like special edition ones. That's the extent of my nostalgia for Jurassic Park.
That's oddly specific.
Oh, I love that oatmeal, dude. They still make it. I buy it now still. I'm a grown ass man.
Look, man, we're grown ass men, and I love seeing dinosaurs on the big screen. So I'll probably see it, but that trailer looked fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs and there's a volcano.
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt running very oddly when he's supposed to be like a military expert. I don't know, man. Very questionable decisions in that trailer. I'm looking forward to Soldado 1 week later.
Really?
You ever seen Sicario?
Yeah. That's a movie I have to give another watch, honestly. The first time I saw it, not only just to catch small details, but I didn't really watch it. When I first saw it, I was kind of busy. I was doing like a million things a minute, and I was trying to squeeze it in to watch it, and I feel like that really ruined the film for me.
Sure.
So I want to rewatch it and like give it justice. Like actually pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's a great fucking movie, man. I love the filmmaker, Denis Villeneuve.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the way he like draws out his movies, and the way he frames some of his shots. They're just gorgeous. So I know he's not directing the second one, but still, I'm really looking forward to it. And the actors, I mean, come on, Benicio del Toro's badass. I think it's gonna be pretty good, Ivan.
Let's see what else is coming out.
The Nun's coming out this year? I totally forgot about that one. You ever seen The Conjuring? In The Conjuring 2, they had a nun character, and I guess she's getting her own movie.
Yeah. So are we going into like the rest of the year, or do you want to just stop at June?
We still got time left. We're in the CGI battle in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, not a lot is gonna happen.
Okay. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's coming out this year.
Yeah, dude. Was it July 6th?
I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
There hasn't been anything about that.
Nah. I mean, also, the Ant-Man was kind of one of their weaker properties.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but like we said, like Marvel movies range from being fine to great. So
yeah, it's like I enjoyed it, but I just enjoyed it.
Yeah. Still enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what else we got.
About that Alita Battle Angel, Ivan. Did you ever? Are you familiar? So that's a manga. I know that for sure. Was it ever an anime?
I have no idea, actually.
Battle Angel Alita. Maybe I have it the other way around. Based on an anime? Based on the... Did you see the trailer for this thing? You haven't seen... You should see it. It's totally fucking weird. Weird in like a... I don't know how I feel about this movie. Weird.
Weird as in I might like this sort of thing weird, or...
No, like the opposite of that.
Well, I definitely check this out.
So it's an anime adaptation about this girl. So kind of like Ghost in the Shell, where she's an android robot thing, and she's not really sure, like her memories aren't all there, and she's like, who am I? But unlike Ghost in the Shell, they actually have an ethnically correct casted character. But they fucking, her eyes they digitally animated them so that her eyes could look huge, like anime eyes.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh. I'm surprised you haven't seen this.
Oh,
it's really weird.
I need to.
Because you're just gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
All right. Let's see.
And I don't know anything about the anime, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Mission Impossible 6. They're still making those.
I'm definitely gonna see that one. I've been loving these new Mission Impossible movies, and that's weird. You remember seeing Ghost Protocol back in 2011?
Yeah, but like
in IMAX.
Why? There's so many.
Because they finally found their stride and they're actually being good.
Yeah, I guess.
Shit. As long as they're good.
Christopher Robin.
Is that the one with Ewan McGregor? I think it is, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
I really didn't know anything about this movie until recently, so I'll probably see it.
The Predator.
That one looks interesting, but we haven't seen anything about that either, so I'm concerned a little bit. I love Shane Black. You know, The Nice Guys. We both loved The Nice Guys when that came out. I don't know if he's gonna like inject his humor into a Predator movie, because that might be a little weird.
See, I kind of want to see this just for Keegan-Michael Key.
See, that's another thing that makes me like go, what?
Yeah, like I don't know if he's gonna like try to be a serious character in this, or like what his character even is. So, curious.
Right. I have a lot of questions about the Predator, but I'll probably end up seeing it. Yeah. The Meg. Come on. You know what the Meg is, Ivan?
No.
So the Meg stands for the Megalodon, because there's a giant Megalodon shark.
Shut the fuck up.
And Jason Statham is in this movie, Ivan, and he's
care.
a scientist, and he's gonna punch a giant shark in the face.
First of all, Jason Statham should never be a fucking scientist in any movie.
Ivan, I have to see this movie. I have to see if Jason Statham is gonna roundhouse kick a shark in the face. I just need to see that visually. I have to know what that looks like. You have no idea.
What else?
Literally nothing's coming out in September. Just a bunch of shit. Or movies that we don't know anything about yet. So we really can't say anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like
Venom's
halfway
coming out
through the
in
year we'll do another one of these. Once more stuff's been released for more hype, and you know.
Oh, sure, definitely. That sounds like a good idea.
Now you got the Venom coming out. October.
Yeah, in October.
5th, yeah.
I want to see First Man. It's about Neil Armstrong.
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to get him to land on the moon.
Definitely want to see that one.
That one looks, yeah. Just that story. I want to see it. I want to see it.
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
That's the best I can describe. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, all these movies, I'm more curious about than I'm like, oh, I'm excited for it. Like, I'm curious to see how that one, because it's directed by a guy who's never directed a movie before. It's coming off of the awful X-Men Apocalypse. It's from a cast of characters that are fine. I got some trepidation.
Yeah. No, I can definitely feel that. Yeah, like you said, honestly, most of these movies are just I'm curious about. Not necessarily I want to see, but like I want to see more of before I decide.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Fantastic Beasts 2.
Again,
I'll probably see
I
this.
don't know. I'll probably see it too because like Harry Potter is a big name, but I just don't understand. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Wait, shh.
Shh.
I really like this. Is he cool?
It's good. It's really good.
He's
Hell
cool.
yeah, he's cool.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I love the way Chris Pratt sells that line. He takes a beat and he goes, "Hell yeah, he's cool."
Just like I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Oh god, I love y'all, dude.
Yeah, it's a great line.
Oh, all right. Let's see.
I don't know how many fantastic beasts are going to be involved with the crimes of Grindelwald. So I don't know. I don't like Johnny Depp in his role.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Aquaman. Fuck DC.
So I mean, it's DC, so it'll probably be shit. But it's James Wan. James Wan is a very competent director, a very good one that I really like. It feels like he's been taking his time with this movie, whereas the problem with literally every other DC film is that they've been rushing them. So hopefully we see that Aquaman is a much better film because of how they've been handling it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I definitely want to see Wreck-It Ralph 2. They should have made this movie like 5 years ago.
They really should have. What the fuck?
Yeah. It's been they waited way too long to make a sequel. I remember loving Wreck-It Ralph when it first came out.
I mean, was it just one of those things where it was kind of like in limbo for a while, or what?
I think it was just the fact that Disney has like so many other properties that they work on that they're like, yeah, we're definitely going to do a Wreck-It Ralph 2, but first we have to work on these 10 other projects before we even start working on it.
Yeah. A lot bigger money makers that they have to worry about, I guess.
Yep.
Creed 2.
Look, I love the first Creed. Like, Creed is probably my favorite movie in the Rocky franchise, but it's not being directed by Ryan Coogler. And Ryan Coogler is the reason why I loved Creed so much. And they gave it to a guy who directed only one little movie before that no one's ever heard of. It's just another movie that I'm curious about more than excited for.
Wait, you talking about the director for...
Yeah, the director of the first Creed is directing Black Panther. So he was too busy directing Black Panther to make Creed 2.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright.
So, you know what? I shit on Sony a lot. I don't like them. I was really, really fucking impressed with their trailer for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Really?
It's this animated movie. It's like written by Lord and Miller, who wrote 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street, that movies that we really enjoyed. But visually, it's very stylistic. So I'm not quite sure what the story is, but the trailer they released, the visuals look gorgeous, like absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah.
And that really shocked me coming from a Sony movie. So I gotta give them credit where credit's due. That trailer really took me by surprise.
Also, Bumblebee.
Oh, fuck. I forgot that's a movie. We'll see. first Transformers movie not directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah.
By the guy who made Kubo and the Two Strings. That was a great movie.
Yeah, I actually recently saw that.
How'd you like it?
I fell asleep.
Uh,
Not because of the movie, but like I had
Happens.
worked like a 12-hour shift, and like I had gone like 4 hours of sleep,
Were you-
and pretty much just like passed out on my
Were you
girlfriend.
enjoying it at all before you fell asleep?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely enjoyed it beforehand. Also one of the final movies on the list, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm very curious about this movie because I mean Queen obviously, and you want to see how Freddie Mercury, right?
Yeah.
How his life really was, but there's a lot of behind the scenes drama. Are you aware?
Yeah, no, yeah, dude.
What's his name? Brian Singer.
Mm.
Yeah, he like just didn't show up to work anymore. He just stopped coming. And Fox was like, you're fired. Very odd set of circumstances, man. And apparently he was like, no, my family, my mom was sick or whatever. And Fox was like, well, you didn't tell us that. What the fuck? Because like you can't just not show up to work, Ivan. That's very unprofessional. I mean, would your job be okay with it if you just stopped showing up to work?
Yes.
Oh, well then clearly Fox is at fault here.
Yeah, clearly it's Fox.
No, yeah, it's Fox's. Yeah, it's Fox's fault.
So is that one
But
of the?
I'm interested in it.
Is this also part of like the acquisition for Disney?
So technically, I think there's an 18-month wait period
Yes,
while
yes,
the
yes.
FCC goes through all of their shit.
Yeah, and then they also have like
To
up
make
to
sure
us,
everything's legal.
like they still have ownership, I guess, up to a certain point, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's still a Fox movie, and I guess Fox is still technically running as its own company. Like, so Fox is currently still planning new movies as if they were never bought out by Disney.
Well, yeah, because like this
And I
whole
guess
FCC
that's
thing could just like fall through, and they're like, "No, it's monopoly. You can't do it," and then they have to continue operating as their own independent
Yeah.
company. You know?
Yeah, because they recently released a statement saying that they were working on a Kitty Pryde movie in the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's interesting, I guess.
It's a weird choice, but all
Can't
right.
get Gambit to work. So, man, who knows what the fuck's going on with Fox? So I don't know, man. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. This is another one of my favorite songs off the soundtrack. I really like this one. But I think I see what you're saying with the movie being a bit too long, because I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah. I feel like this movie should have ended a bit ago already.
Or at least like this should have been like the ending scene.
Yeah.
But we're still going. Like they're still using the joke that Groot doesn't understand anything. It's like, we get it, he doesn't understand anything. And Ego is just a giant brain
Yeah.
in space
No, yeah.
for some reason.
Oh, he
So,
almost
like-
pressed the wrong button. There we go.
That could have ended the movie real fast. That would have solved our problem. And if you don't love me, then you never love me again.
Be
Here
careful,
we have
Debbie.
a cartoon fight of two grown men flying in
Two grown
space.
gods. Two grown gods.
Yes. They are both immortal.
Oh.
I love how much like time this movie focused on Yondu.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker gives a fantastic performance.
Oh, dude,
Like,
fuck yeah.
This might be my favorite performance of him because he's a weird actor. He's been in a bunch of like weird movies, a lot of strange independent films, most of which James Gunn directed himself. So I'm really glad that he got the chance to really, really shine in a very big mainstream movie.
Sad scene.
Yeah.
So, David, anything else you're looking forward to in 2018?
I'm looking forward to anything. I don't know. I'm looking forward to movies surprising me.
This joke, I think for me, kind of fell flat.
The Pac-Man?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a little too jokey. Like, so we just had a very small but important beat with Yondu, talking about you sacrifice and you got to move on, and then Peter Quill's just cracking jokes and being Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that wasn't the best time to make a joke. I don't know, man. I like it visually. I do think it's probably out of place within the movie.
This scene also, to me, yeah, oh, dude.
Yeah, all the emotional scenes are working extremely well. We just keep cutting back to, like, Quill, and it's a giant CGI fucking space fest.
Yeah.
With jokes.
Like, the pain. Look at the pain in Rocket's face right now.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. It's very heartbreaking. It's much more heartbreaking than it is to know that he's about to kill his own dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like, this should have, like, that line should have torn him in half and be like, oh, you know what, I don't know. But it was never explored before, so he's like, I don't understand what the issue is. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Whatever. Explosions, Ivan. Explosions.
Colorful explosions.
Space is melting.
Oh.
Explosions. It's a very scary scene.
Yeah, no, I remember that actually freaking me out.
Face melt.
Like, in the theater. I was like, oh. You know what else?
It's pretty fucking freaky.
You know what else recently freaked me out?
What, Ivan?
Doki Doki Literature Club.
What?
Have you heard about this?
No, what are you talking about?
Oh, dude, it's a game. It's one of those like dating sim games from Japan.
Oh,
okay. You know what I mean? Where like you basically it's like a comic strip. Where you make choices. It's like, oh, do you want to go with Tomoko to the cafe today? Yes,
Oh, you know what? I do think I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it's a really fucked up, like horrible twist. It's spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy. You should check it out.
Why are you bringing this up? Oh, because it freaked you out.
Yeah. Oh, he dying.
Yeah, man. This really made me sad in the theaters, man. Hit all the feels. because it's something that's really lacking in these Marvel films is like an emotional core. And though I don't love this movie per se, this is like, I will contend that this is one of the most heartbreaking and most emotional scenes in any of the MCU
Yeah.
films.
There's few scenes in MCU that's made me like want to tear up. This is definitely one of them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because there's, you can see it in his eyes, man. Like there's nothing he can do about it, and that's what's so sad.
And none of that, to just Yondu like realizing that he's been a shitty person his whole life, and he wants to just
do something right for it.
Yeah, like not even like redeem himself or anything. Just kind of like he just wants to be there for Quill. He just wants to help him one last time.
Great detail, putting the little toys that he
Yeah.
had from the first movie that were on his.
Yeah.
There's a nice little detail. Yeah, it's a very somber moment that ends on such a sad note that none of the MCU films have ever ended on. All of the other Marvel movies are like, yeah, optimistic and superheroes and we can save the day, and this one's really, really quiet.
It's crazy, man, because it makes them, the aliens, seem more human than anyone else.
And that's fucking crazy, man, because he's like a raccoon and there's like a tree. But I relate to them more on an emotional level more than I do with Tony Stark. Yeah, man, this scene, it just makes them all feel real, you know. Like I knocked on Drax earlier, but he doesn't really have a moment in this scene, and I have a lot of problems with Nebula, mainly Karen Gillan's acting also kind of comes across to me as a cartoon. But her scene right here is very cathartic, man. When they just hug it out, you know. And a lot about this scene that's coming up with Yondu's funeral. It does feel very cathartic in a very weird way. I don't know. Because they are space aliens, but you've grown to love and care for them as if they were your real friends. You know, it really says something on the filmmaker's behalf when they can make you care about these fictional characters so much.
Honestly, I think that scene right there where like it just looks in Nebula's eyes for a second. Dude. That one scene had more emotion than all Suicide Squad.
It's not hard to compare anything to Suicide Squad.
That's true.
A Zune.
I used to have a Zune.
I think we all used to have a Zune.
No,
before
dude.
we realized.
I've asked people, and some people don't even know what Zunes are.
Yeah, they didn't last long. I don't think, right?
A few years.
Before people got civilized and decided that it was better to stick with iPods.
Now we have Spotify. Oh, Yondu.
I still got my iPod though.
Yeah, same. I use it for my car. I like the little touch they had at the end too. It's like all the other Ravengers coming in.
That's a beautiful moment, and especially since it was Rocket who called them, because Rocket gets to have that redeeming moment with himself.
Yeah.
That he knows that he gave Rocket the funeral that he always wanted because he deserved it. It reminds Rocket that he doesn't have to act like a douche to his friends all the time. That there are people that care about him, which was like his whole thing in the whole movie. Which is why I think it's very powerful ending the movie on a shot of a CGI raccoon.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'd be interested to see like a spin-off movie about the Ravagers.
I think they teased that a little bit with one of the end credit scenes where we get to see the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
With Sylvester Stallone and Miley Cyrus and whatever. But I don't know. I mean, fuck it. They made enough movies. They can make one with a Ravager spinoff.
Yeah.
It'll probably make $2 bajillion at the box office.
Oh, David, you're giving him too much credit.
Apparently they announced that they're working on a Black Widow movie now.
Really?
Yeah, I think they announced that they hired a writer for it.
Huh.
So that's something, I guess.
All right, I guess.
All right.
Black Widow's not really a
See how that
compelling
shakes
character
out.
for me, but all right.
Yeah, she could be if they make like a cool spy movie, like how the Winter Soldier was. That could
Yeah,
be neat.
true. See, look, Disney continuing to develop their characters even after you're already emotionally invested in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they don't need to, but fuck it.
But fuck it. Like, look at this. They all had their own little like father. They all had that arc of growing to be parental figures, just by having. See, that's the neat thing about Baby Groot is that yeah, he's there to sell toys, but he's important to the movie because they all have their own moment with Baby Groot where they kind of have like a parental
Yeah.
scene with Groot. Like in the beginning, Gamora tells him to get out of the way, he's gonna get hurt. Rocket has to make sure he spits out the fly so he doesn't choke.
Yeah.
Drax is holding him because he's tired. Quill's gonna have that scene in the end credits where he tells him to clean his room.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful scene.
No, I
That scene does not work. That scene does not work if the CGI is not fucking perfect
Yeah.
on Rocket. And it is. That CG is flawless. That
I love these little
It's a
like
nice stinger.
yeah.
At the-
I like these little like end credit scenes, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, I love how he just screams. He backs away slowly.
It's like, oh, I'm out.
All right. Well, that was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. How do you feel about it now, Ivan?
You know, I mean, a lot of my things still stand. Just a little weird with it, like how it starts off, and I feel like the movie could have been shorter. But I mean, like I said, overall, it's still a good movie.
Yep. I definitely still have my issues with it, but I think I can enjoy it a bit more for just based off of what it is.
Yeah.
I find it weird that this is teased at the end, because the Easter eggs at the end are usually like, look forward to this movie, but they didn't announce that they were gonna make a Guardians of the Galaxy spin-off. So I found it weird that that's in the end credits.
I feel like they're just kind of like future-proofing themselves, like, ace up our sleeve in case we need it. Or want to use it,
Well, I guess that about wraps it up, Ivan. It's a good movie. We both have our issues with it, but it's a good time. It's a good movie.
No, absolutely.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to another commentary track brought to you by Not the Best Podcast. If you were watching us on YouTube, hopefully Marvel and Disney didn't claim copyright against us, because that's bullshit, because we don't use video or audio from the movie in our commentary tracks, so that's nonsense. But if you want to support us, then regardless of what happens on our YouTube channel, you can always find us on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and at Bandcamp. Always just Not the Best Podcast. If you want to support us, you can always purchase these little commentary tracks on Bandcamp. It is not required, but we would appreciate it because it'll keep us afloat when we have to fight legal battles against studios like Studio Canal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ivan, do you have anything else to say?
Not really. I mean, definitely send us an email if you guys want to do some more stuff. I know somebody did send us an email. We did do Logan Lucky, but unfortunately...
Yeah, again, I apologize because of Studio Canal.
But yeah, I mean, come on, guys. We're doing this because we enjoy doing it, so we're going to do it regardless. You guys might as well pitch some stuff that you want us to do, so,
Yeah, always feel free. If you want to email us, you can hit us up at notthebestmedia@gmail.com.
Yeah.
I guess that'll do it, and we'll see you more throughout the 2018 year. 2018, it's the year of podcasting, and not the best podcasting, but podcasting. We'll get it done, Ivan.
Yeah.
We'll get it done. All right. My name's David.
I'm Ivan.
And we're not the best podcast. We're not the best, but
we're alright.
We're all right. All right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
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 Thanks for listening.